here for Papertrey Ink. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm super excited to share a sweet card with you. We're using some new items that arrived at the Papertrey Ink Shop. We have the Sweet Holidays stamp set. Cookies and cocos, you just can't go wrong with that. I do have the coordinating die set we'll be using. We have some new borders. These are on the edge scallops. Lots of borders in here. We'll be using this along with the just tags die set. So we're going to start by doing our stamping, and since this is layering, what we're going to do is die cut first and then we're going to stamp. First we're going to stamp our image on our coffee cups. I have two pink inks. I have Pale Peony and Berry Sorbet. We're going to take Pale Peony. We'll ink up our cocoa mug. And then we'll go ahead and we'll stamp this. Directly on our coffee cup. The nice thing about dye inks is they will pull back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the next layer to the coffee cup. We will go ahead and ink this up, and then we will stamp this, just following along the curve of the cup. Wonderful. We're going to add some coffee to our cup, so I'm going to take Americana ink. We're going to ink up this piece here, and we are going to stamp it on the top portion of our cup. Next we're going to take Saffron. We're going to ink up this little piece, and we're going to stamp this in that section there, and then we have some coffee here. I'm going to go ahead and take this, flip this around. We're going to add some a foam square, one in the middle and one off to the side. And then we'll take this and we're going to layer it. And that is our coffee cup. I went ahead and made another coffee cup, and now we're going to work on some cookies. To create our chocolate chip cookie, it's pretty easy. We're going to take the base layer using classic Kraft ink. We will ink up our base layer. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this. Wonderful. So we're going to take Saffron Spice. We will ink up the crumb layer. And then we're going to take some chocolate chip. We're going to use dark chocolate, and we're going to ink up our chocolate chips. I went ahead and created 3 more cookies, and now we're going to go ahead and make some candies. We're going to create some peppermint candies, and so we're just going to use one layer of the candies. Even though there is a second layer, we're just going to be using the stripes with our pure poppy ink. So we're going to go ahead and ink up our candy stripes, and I'm actually going to make 3 more of these. We're going to go ahead and stamp some stripes on our candy cane. Wonderful. And then I'm also going to take our peppermint, and we're going to stamp this as well. And our candies are all done. Okay, we're going to go ahead and create our spoon next. In our stamp set, there's the marshmallow, and then there's the detail piece. I'm just going to stamp the detail piece and leave my marshmallows white. So to do the detail piece, I'm going to use Stormy Sky. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little detail piece here. And then I'm going to also add a detail piece here. Using my Stormy Sea ink, we're going to go ahead and add the detail layer to our snowman. We're going to stamp that at the very bottom. We're going to stamp our snowman face here. And then we're also going to take our orange Zest ink and we're going to stamp our snowman nose. And our snowman is good to go. Now we're going to work on our spoon. We're going to use the same Stormy Sea. We'll just ink this up. And we'll go ahead and stamp this. Wonderful. We have a detail layer of the spoon, and for that we're going to use Smokey Shadow. And we'll go ahead and add this. And our spoon is good to go. While we have our smoky shadow out, we're going to stamp our greeting. There's a greeting in there that says, "May your holidays be sweet." And I'm going to use smoky shadow for this. Lovely. And our greeting is all done. Okay, now we're going to stamp some of our gumdrops. I have Hawaiian Shores. We're going to take that. We're going to take Hawaiian Shores and we're going to stamp this a couple times. We're going to make 2 of these. Wonderful. And then I'm going to take New Leaf and we're going to add some sprinkles to this. I'm going to take my berry sorbet and we're going to stamp a pink one here. For the toppings on this, I'm going to add some dark chocolate. And then our gumdrops are good to go. Now while we have our Hawaiian Shores ink out, we're going to stamp our snowflakes. My snowflake with Hawaiian Shores, and we're going to stamp this. We'll stamp this a couple times. And then we have a smaller snowflake. We're going to stamp with our Hawaiian Shores too. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp our whipped cream, and you'll be surprised at just what a few lines. I'm using classic Kraft for this, but you'll be surprised with what a few lines just bring to life some whipped topping. And so our whipped topping is all good to go. So we have everything stamped and we are ready to put it all together and create a really sweet card. First we're going to add our whipped cream. And then I crisscrossed 2 of my candy canes together. We're going to tuck these in here. And then we have a cute little mug here. And then for this mug, we're going to add a snowman. So we're going to go ahead and take our snowman face. We'll tack that down. And then we're going to add our marshmallows as if they were our little marshmallows, if they were hands. And we're going to go ahead and tack these down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my borders and we'll cut this out with white cardstock, and then I'm also going to bring in the Papertrey Ink Loop-de-Loop and we're going to cut out a loopy border also. So we'll go ahead and run these through the die cut machine. So I have a swirly border and then I have an eyelet border that's super pretty. Now I have some pattern paper. This pattern paper is from the Papertrey Ink Share Your Heart paper pack. It's this one here. And I have a panel that measures 4 by 4 3/4. We're going to go ahead and adhere this to some cardstock. We're doing this because we're going to pop this up with some foam tape, and I just wanted some extra stability. Next, we're going to take our border. We're going to add some adhesive behind here, and we're going to tack this down at the very bottom. I'm just going to make sure that my scalloped edges are nice and evenly spaced. And then I want to take my swirly border, and we're going to layer it right above here. And then I have a piece of white cardstock. This measures 2 3/4 inches wide by 3 1/4 inches tall. We're going to go ahead and place this in the center. I just kind of wanted a home, a background. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in I'm going to add a little bit of ink with my Hawaiian shores in the middle here. Lovely, just a little bit. You probably won't be able to see it, but I know it's there. We're going to wrap some twine around the seam here. And I will trim the tails. I'm going to take my panel and we're going to add this to our card base. We're going to center it, leaving a little bit of a white border. Okay, now we're going to add our cocoa. And we're going to layer them here. Lovely. We're going to go ahead and take our greeting. I'm going to pop this up with some foam squares, and we're going to place this in this upper corner. Next, we're going to add our cookies. We're going to go ahead and add our spoon. And add our final snowflake here. Just kind of doing a little tucking with it. And then we have these little candies. We're going to add over here, and then we're going to add one of these. Then we'll add one of our gumdrops on this side. A lot of sweetness going on in this card. Now, I don't want to do too much because we have a lot going on in this card. So what we're going to do is take some glitter, and I'm going to go over the snowflake, just adding a few dots just to sparkle it up a little bit. And that will finish off my card today for Papertrey Ink. Today we're using the super fun Sweet Holidays stamp set and a few extras too that are new over at the shop. Hope you get a chance to check it out. Thanks for joining me. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.